Hello, this is Mr. Buffington, and today we are solving for x using multiplication. In other words, we're solving division equations. As a prerequisite for this, you'll need to know that multiplication and division are inverse operations, or in other words, they are opposite operations that undo each other. We're also going to be looking at fractions because fractions are a way of writing division, and we'll see that in these questions. So our first equation is x over 3 is equal to 24. The steps for solving an equation are listed above. First off, we have to find our variable. You know what? Let's pick a different color. There we go. Our variable is going to be x. You notice it's right there. A variable is always going to be the letter in your equation. So we find our variable and then we ask what happened to it or what's connected to it. In this case, the thing that's connected to it is divided by 3. We can also write this as divided by 3, but either way, we have to recognize that it's x divided by 3. That's what a fraction means. It just means division. So we're going to do the opposite, or we're going to multiply times 3, and we have to do that to both sides of the equation. Remember, fraction just means division. So let's go ahead and multiply both sides times 3 and see what happens. X over 3, or x divided by 3 times 3 on the left will cancel each other out. The 3 and the 3 will cancel each other out, leaving us with just x on the left side of the equation. 24 times 3 gives us 72. So our x value is equal to 72. If we want, we can do a quick check of that. Is 72, when we plug that into the original equation, is 72 divided by 3 equal to 24? If that's a true statement, then our work is correct, and it is. Let's look at our next equation. X divided by 5 equals 5. There's lots of 5s there. We're going to follow these same steps. What is our variable? Our variable is x. What happened to x? We divided by 5. Whoa! Let's try that again. We divided by 5, not 3. So we're going to do the inverse, which is multiplying both sides times 5. Let's go ahead and do that. So we have x divided by 5 times 5. Those will cancel each other out because 5 divided by 5 is 1, and 1 times x just leaves us with x. And over on the right side, we have 5 times 5, which gives us 25. Again, we can do a check by substituting into the original equation. Is 25 divided by 5 equal to 5? If that's true and our check works out, then we've successfully solved the question. Let's look at another question. X divided by 23 is equal to -2. When we have negatives, we follow the same exact steps that we do with positives. We find our variable, x. We say, what happened to it? It got divided by 23. We can also write that as divided by 23 because fractions and division mean the same thing. We're going to do the inverse operation, or we're going to multiply times 23 to both sides of the equation. Let's see what happens when we do that. X divided by 23 times 23, they will cancel each other out. 23 divided by 23 equals 1, and 1 times x leaves us with x on the left side of the equation. -2 times 23 will give us a -46. So our final answer is that x is equal to -46. Again, we can do a check by plugging that into our original equation. Is -46 divided by 23 equal to -2? Well, a negative divided by a positive does give us our negative, and 46 divided by 23 does give us 2. So I would say, yeah, that works out. Good way to check our work. Before you submit something on a test, if you can check your answer, that's fantastic. So keep in mind two things. One, our rules for equation solving. Find the variable, ask what happened or what's connected to it, and then do the inverse to both sides of the equation. Also keep in mind the rules for multiplying. Positive times a positive is a positive, negative times a negative is a positive, and positive times a negative or negative times a positive will give you a negative. These are the same exact rules for division as well. So keep those rules in mind. Hopefully that lesson was helpful for you. Have a wonderful day.